Hello, and welcome to this episode about non-violent communication for transformative leadership. It's a process developed by Marshall Rosenberg, and it's very powerful, especially for leaders who want to be able to improve and promote empathy and engagement with their people, to reduce conflict, and to minimize misunderstandings so that you can build teams where there's going to be mutual benefit, people are willing to listen to one another, and it'll improve overall organizational culture. And the 4 steps are this. So the first one is, when something goes wrong or if something has happened, you make a simple statement of the facts of what happened. So state the facts without judgment. So for example, that report, you submitted that report, it was past the deadline, therefore it was late for the client, and that's a fact. Then move on to feelings and express emotions tied to that observation. So then, for example, you could say, well, I'm very frustrated and concerned about that deadline being missed because the client is now going to be upset because we had agreed that we would meet it on time. So you've made a statement of your feelings. And then whenever we have a feeling or an emotional charge, it's always because there's some need that's unmet or some value that's undermined. So you need to express those as well. And that means being able to say, well, what I need is, I understand, identify underlying needs or values by saying, well, it's really important to me that we have professional standards and that those professional standards are consistently met, especially on important high-value projects like this one. So you're stating why it's important to you and what your values are. And then finally, make a request. Ask for specific actions in a non-demanding way. So you simply say, well, what I would like to do is discuss with you about how we can improve this, and you could ask a question, would you be okay with having a meeting to discuss how we can avoid these sorts of delays in the future? When you take that approach, it's very matter of fact, it's very forthright, but it's also diplomatic. It's expressing a lot of clear understanding and empathy. You're not blaming the person, you're not making them wrong, but you're willing to have a conversation that holds them to account. And that means that it's really like empathy in action. You're using connection rather than authority to build relationships and get things done, and you're showing that you can listen and hear their side of the story as well. So when it comes to communication, and especially nonviolent communication, stay curious.